Episode 41. Welcome back to the podcast. What's up, guys? It's Jacqueline. Welcome back to the podcast. Happy Wednesday. All right, let's get this off the table. Check in with my symptoms right now. Yesterday was my sick day. And look, I don't want to bother you guys and bore you and bond with you over personal issues like that, like having like a little, sinus issue or whatever. Like, it's boring. I don't like when people go to the internet to complain, and I kind of feel uncomfortable that I did that yesterday. But I should check in. You know what I mean? This is my mental gym. This is my verbal morning pages. I gotta let you guys know that I'm feeling better today. But I'm not feeling great. With that being said, I've been researching COVID symptoms, and I should not be doing that because I have a weird taste in my mouth. And I know COVID strips your taste buds and you lose your taste. And I'm like, shit, is this the start of something new? Is this the start of something bad? I have a metal taste in my mouth. I'm like, what the fuck? I want to brush my teeth every 5 minutes. It's like I can't, this weird taste won't go away. And like, I don't know why I'm continuing to drink coffee. In fact, I went black this morning with my coffee. I didn't put any like milk in it or any like sugar or anything. I'm trying to be really mindful with, like, first of all, I know I shouldn't even drink coffee if I don't feel well, but I got a podcast. I got to show it for you guys. I got to bring the energy for the last 40 episodes. Episode 41 today. I mean, I feel like I do a pretty decent job bringing the energy, and today's no different. I don't care if I feel a little sick. You know what? I was thinking about it. My mom, I was reflecting. I'm like, okay, if this was my career job, my 9-to-5, 30-year plan, which is what I hope it to be. My mom, like, I'm putting myself in, or I'm imagining if it was my mom in my position, she would buckle down and show up and do it. She wouldn't bitch about it. So I have her in mind today. Thinking about her and her grit and her perseverance, and she's my little inspo today. Think about all these pros out there who push through when it's game time. You know what I mean? I was watching the Last Dance documentary, probably one of the highlights of my year, honestly, the Michael Jordan documentary, if you watch that on ESPN. But the game where he was sick, how he just made it happen, really inspires the fuck out of me. I'm like, that's it. Those, that's what separates the men from the boys, or whatever they say. Like, that's what separates the podcasters, the champs from the shitty podcasters. What am I saying? You know what I mean? So I'm showing up sick today, and I'm pulling it together. And I'm doing this 7 days a week, and I'm starting to realize that this is going to be a shit show. If I get really sick, I'll probably be in bed, and I probably will just like have my little headset on and be like, guys, good morning. Okay, just here's a little 5-minute update. Anyways, so that's what's up. I'm just gonna knock off what I did yesterday because it's not a lot, and then I have some news updates or some shit going on in the world I thought I'd talk about, and then I'll talk about my morning this morning because I had a good morning. And then I want to go into some fall nostalgia from my childhood past. I haven't talked about nostalgia in a while, and I realized that so many of you guys messaged me at the beginning when I started this how much you liked the segments where I talked about being a little kid and doing shit, because it makes you guys feel warm and fuzzy, and you're like, oh, I miss childhood too. I miss doing all those things. So I'll be doing that later, but let's knock off what I did yesterday. First off, slept 2.5 hours, passed out really hard in the afternoon, pretty much lounged and napped for 2 hours. I was horizontal all day. Then I woke up and I was like, oh shit, I need fresh air. I need to kind of wake up, and I did not feel good. Yesterday was just an achy, weird day. It was cold. It felt like I had the flu, but I don't know what's going on. Again, I don't want to mention these symptoms. Like, this is fucking boring. This is not what this podcast is for. This is not why you guys tune in. But I gotta just be like, hey, welcome back to my vlog. It's Wednesday. Yesterday was Tuesday, and I was sick. Today I'm feeling better. Here's the update. Basically, I woke up, I went and sat outside on my steps, got some fresh air. I sat there and deleted 300 emails I was neglecting. I have different emails, you know what I mean? And one of them is, it's just annoying. It's like, I actually pay attention. Like, I kind of like getting sent promo stuff from different companies and different brands. Like, I like to know what's up, and because sometimes you never know, it's something you're like, oh shit, like I got a discount for Amazon Prime Day, so I was like, oh, if I unsubscribe from that email, I would not have gotten that that was cool. So it's annoying though if I don't keep up with them. So yesterday I sat outside. This is like the most boring fucking information. I'm on the steps. I've got my iPhone 7. It's part of the news and about yesterday's the new iPhone. Anyways, I'm sitting on my steps. I'm deleting emails, and then off to my right, in my peripheral vision, this man bun neighbor with about 6 dogs on his leashes. 6 leashes, 6 dogs, 6. I don't know how that works. He had a lot of leashes and a lot of dogs out on a walk, and I haven't seen him emerge from his apartment in, I don't know, so long now. So, anyways, I saw him, and I'm kind of thinking man bun neighbor walks his apartment complex's dogs for other people, because there's no way in hell he has 6 little dogs. And well, there's like 2 big ones, and then there's like 4 little like wiener dog terrier looking things, and there's no way he has that many dogs in his apartment. So anyways, I saw that, sat outside. I was like, I'm getting vitamin D. I'm helping my immune system right now, because I've been really, guys, I've been a little hermit crab. I mean, you can tell on YouTube. Go to YouTube to watch this. I got the palest. I'm like my full pale skin right now. No tan. I haven't been capitalizing on this nice weather because I've been podcasting and only caring about that and sitting indoors and going to the gym indoors. So I was like, shit, maybe I need to, soak up that vitamin D a lot more. So anyways, I sat on the steps, deleted my fucking emails. This is the most interesting. I am the most interesting girl in the world. Let's be honest. I'm feeling great. You know what? The caffeine just hit. I got a school bus trying to make it up the hill. I feel like someone's going to figure out my location if I say, oh, I've got a guy with a man bun outside, and then I live on the top of a hill. But anyways, it's so fun to watch cars struggle, and this is a school bus struggling to try to get up to the tippy top. But they don't tell you that when you move in. See, here's the thing about living on top of a hill. Hi, brain, going off onto a random tangent. When you live on the top of a hill, people, like, you hear the cars struggle a lot. You hear, like, at the very top, and motorcycles are the fucking worst. So anyways, I just had to call attention to that. I don't people watch that much on the podcast anymore, and I don't really talk about stuff going on outside. I think yesterday I mentioned a beer truck, but it hasn't been that hefty. The episodes have been really missing that lately, so I'll try to keep my left eye. I have like my peripheral vision. I'm like staring at the camera, like I don't know if I should look at you guys or outside. What's more important right now? Because I'm using that window as my it provides me so much creative content to talk about. Dude, I was thinking about it. I still have so much shit to talk about yesterday, but podcast studios with no windows and just so much soundproof around, it would drive me fucking nuts. I'm down for the lower quality shit like that, where it doesn't sound that great. I'm down for that and a nice window with a great view. I can watch cars, I can watch people, I can watch airplanes, I can watch the city, I see trees. It's so beautiful. And I don't know, I'm more down for that than if I do this 7 days a week. I want to be comfortable and I want to like my office space. And dude, I'm living my dream right now. I haven't mentioned that in a while, but I was gonna vlog on or do a little IG like life update this morning and talk as soon as I woke up and say, like, guys, every morning it feels like Christmas. I can't wait to podcast. That's still how it feels. I'm 41 episodes deep, 41 days in a row, and I feel like it's that Christmas morning feeling every single morning I wake up. All right, enough about that shit. Let's talk about the news yesterday. We got Dave Portnoy from Barstool popping out a podcast with Josh Richards from the Sway House. If you guys are TikTok viewers, or if you guys have a TikTok, he's one of the boys, the pretty boys from the Sway House, he's honestly he's a shrewd businessman. I refer to myself as a shrewd businesswoman almost every podcast, but he's a shrewd businessman. I mean, he's young, he's 18. And anyways, Dave and him came out with a podcast called BFF Podcast. I don't know. It's a little interesting. I think they're going to talk boy stuff and business, but from like he's like his mentor. Dave's like, it's like that kind of a thing, because he's 18 and Dave's older, and you know what I mean? So that came out yesterday. I had a thought about podcasting too, how I feel like back when YouTube started popping off, where it was like, oh shit, this is now a career path, and people are like legit, like this is their, this is how they make their living. I'm starting to recognize that with podcasting. Like, yeah, it's been around forever and a good decade where people have been tuning in, but now I'm like, everyone is starting a podcast. And I mentioned yesterday that I recognize that when we're all, like, as a collective, we've all seen the social dilemma. We've decided that we are addicted to our phones and we're on our screens too much. And so I think it's a wonderful thing that I've decided, just like, hey, tooting my own horn. Hi. But if people are going to be more conscious of their screen time, they can still listen to you if you have a podcast. So you can still keep their attention, because we're all attention whores out here. And that's a thing that sucks to admit, how attention is how people make their money now. Like, the more attention you get, the more money you can make. And that's just how it is. It's just the way it is. It's how the world works now. And I think, I don't want to say there's a lot of negatives in social media and being a content creator and stuff. Like, it's kind of, I had this other deep thought, not to get on a different tangent, but like, it's kind of weird how we put ourselves out there online. Like, look at me. And like, we want, like, it's not like the people decide, hey, you're great. It's like you put yourself out there and you're like, I'm great. Everyone pay attention to me. And it's kind of thirsty and kind of weird, where if you were discovered as like it's kind of like, I'm jealous of athletes in that way, where they get scouted and it's like, they are good. And then people recognize, oh, they're a great athlete. Where in entertainment, it's like, we're all just like so like self-obsessed and like, or whatever, like the only way to do it really is to put yourself out there, like I'm doing every day, 7 days a week, and being like, look at me, listen to me, subscribe, like, it's just, it's kind of, I'm frustrated by that, because I don't know, someone's got to fucking do it. There's a position in this world for everyone. It takes all kinds, you know what I mean? And we need entertainers, we need voices, we need people to talk and, on a podcast. And I'm definitely like cut out for this shit. It's my love, it's my passion, it's my life dream. So here I am. And not to go on another tangent, but let's do it. Hi. I don't feel sick at all. I know I kind of mentioned in the beginning, like, I don't feel that great, but now I'm feeling amazing. I'm staring at my coffee like I just made eyes at it, because I just want to shout out caffeine right now. I do get like a little bit in my head about how the reason I'm doing this podcast is to get close to myself and really like check in and know myself and become like, does that make sense? Because I've been distanced from because I check in on other people on social media that are distracting me from myself. And so this is essential for me to do every day to keep that close relationship with myself. It's like writing in a journal, except I'm talking it out. That's how I would describe what I do here 7 days a week. So essential. I can't go a day without it. At this point, I'm like obsessed. But now I'm like thinking, well, now I'm distracting other people from their own fucking lives if they're listening to me. But it's not that deep. And I know I gotta like, not overthink it, which is fucking impossible for me. But I had a thought about that. I'm like, look, take me in small doses. I know I'm here 7 days a week, but don't get distracted from yourself too much and get caught up in my life. Make sure you're checking in with yours. And I can't recommend, honestly, talk therapy would be it. It's like therapy without a therapist sitting across the table. I'm getting zero feedback. You know what I mean? It's not the same thing, but talking shit out is so therapeutic. All right. So anyways, I mentioned the Dave Portnoy podcast drop. Okay. Next we got a cougar video circling the internet right now of this guy who got like chased or not. The cougar never really like came and caught up to him, but this cougar for 6 minutes. I watched this video yesterday where the cougar was like hissing at him, and I've never seen a cougar's body contort like it did when it was like the angles, its shoulders like dislocated and his legs spread out wide. It's like back arch, like when a cat gets pissed off and it was so crazy. It was like slapping its legs. It's like dislocated shoulders. I'm trying to do it for the video podcast right now, but you can't really tell. It's like the paws were out wide in the front back arched, head down, but then was like pawing the ground. The tail was slapping. So anyways, terrifying video of this guy on I think it was like a hike or whatever, but he made it. At one point, the cougar just ran away. So anyways, there's some juicy news from yesterday. I don't know how to talk about the news, dude. I'm not a news reporter, but I just want to mention shit I saw while I was dying of coronavirus yesterday. For the entire day, I was just on my phone, feeling like shit, taking long naps, just not having energy. It was great. Scrolling so much social media. Oh, this is really important information. I consider this news. My neighbor does not know how to shut her fucking door. All right? We got the same door. I'm sitting outside and deleting emails yesterday. You know what I was doing? I'm chilling, right? And I was like, look, I have the same door as you, and they don't slam like that. And I have a theory. I think she's kind of an I don't know. I know she lost her job like me and everything, but like I want to, have some empathy and great or like love for her. Who knows what's going on in her life. She seems like a nice woman, but like her door slamming is like she's doing it on purpose. And I don't know if her door is sticky, like if the building has shifted, but it's starting to really drive me fucking nuts. Just like the chairs rumbling upstairs right now. I got those fucking kitchen table chairs every morning when I record. You guys scroll back 5 episodes. It's like I totally bitched about it, but and that's a toes curled under episode, because that's how I feel when I hear that door slam. My toes also curl under. I get real frustrated. I'm like, look, we have the same door. Just close it gently, all right? It's like boom. I can't do a sound effect right now. I don't have anything around me right now that could slam that hard, because that's how hard she fucking slams it. I have a pumpkin. Maybe I could drop that. Okay, there you go. For kind of like reference there. Okay. So that's news. Did another piece of news, totally important. You guys know this as well. My new garbage bags smell like baby diapers, and I'm just fucking frustrated. So that's news in my life. I was like, look, I've had these for 2 weeks, and I'm like, what does this remind me of? What does this smell remind me of? And I'm like, this is like when you open a package of baby diapers. It's like not dirt. I'm not talking about like a dirty, shitty diaper. I'm just saying that the scent is like baby diaper, like baby powdery. It's so gross. And I got these. They're from Vaughn's. I don't think they're Glad. What brand are they? They're not a knockoff brand. Like they're not like Vaughn's brand or whatever. Signature Select. It's like, I think it's Glad. I don't know what's going on, but it's like baby diaper, baby powder smell, and I'm really annoyed by that. Dude, sharing the good news of the world. Jacqueline's fucking garbage bags smell like diapers. All right. We got The Bachelorette premiering last night, and decided to watch Bad Friends on YouTube instead. I was like, I got YouTube TV now, so I can see live shit, because I want to watch football this season, and I didn't have TV for a while, or had it and I didn't have it, and then I have it back on YouTube TV. Oh my gosh, you guys like didn't need to know those details, but I saw that The Bachelorette premieres on, and everyone was posting on social media. I was like, I don't fucking want to watch it. I don't know, like but here's the thing. It's because there's a new episode of Bad Friends, and I was like, I want to watch that instead. That's how you know I'm passionate about podcasting, and I can't shut the fuck up about it. I didn't watch, I wanted to watch Bobby Lee, Andrew Santino, sick with coronavirus, tuning in from he wasn't in the studio. And who was the other guy who's so funny? Let me get his name up. I just followed his Instagram. It's like Rick Glassman. He was like in the room too, in the studio. Funny as shit. Like I was like more excited to watch that than the Bachelorette premiere, and I was kind of like, well, maybe. Thing is about the Bachelorette this season is there's a guy from San Diego in it, so I feel like I should watch it, because I've seen him on social media through other people's like I'm not like friends with any of these people, but I follow some of them, and I like have seen him through their pics before, so I like know who he is, and I know like that circle or whatever. So I'm like, like it'd be kind of cool to watch and see what goes on this season. But anyways, I didn't watch that. I watched Bad Friends. So anyways, let's talk about this morning. I had a great morning. Let's get into it. Shit, I have one more thing to say about yesterday. I'm looking at my DMs. There's a guy from New York that I've been sort of in the DMs with for a long time now, who's like, I'm coming, because he's from San Diego and now he's in New York and whatever, but he's like, I'm coming home for Thanksgiving. So I know that means he's coming to San Diego, and I'm like, I'm going home for a month. And he's like, no. I'm just like, yo, just say like, yo, you want to like, just be more direct. I don't know. Sometimes he says stuff where I'm like, what are you trying to do to me? You know what I mean? Like, let's meet up, but just say it. Anyways, so that happened yesterday. There's been a lot of situations with him where I'm like confused. I don't know. He's like, I can tell. I just need to meet him. Is that type of thing? Because sometimes the banter in the DMs is just not flowing. Like, I don't know. I don't want to piss. I don't know if he's even listening. I have no clue. But yeah, I've been prospecting. I'm still like, okay, Jacqueline wants to be single and do her podcast and not worry about boys right now. But I've been, my eyes are open, my head is high, especially in public, especially at the gym. I'm flirting, I'm making conversation, so I'm kind of getting back into it. But I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, if it's not working in the DMs like I want it to, is it worth meeting them? I probably, yeah, because Instagram is not fucking real life, Jacqueline. Anyways, he's really hot. It's just one of those things where I'm like, Jacqueline, he's so hot, but like, okay. Anyways, did I just trigger anyone? Sorry, I'm talking about boys again. I know a lot of you guys are boys, and you're like pissed off by that, probably, but I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. Plenty of fish in the sea. Look, there's probably 100 million Jacquelines out there. You know what I mean? So don't get sad. It's all good. This morning, all right, I made a goal this week on Monday. It's currently Wednesday, to go on a walk. Excuse me, I got a drink. Spitting out my ice cubes. Don't tell my dentist. I'm chewing them too. This is a train wreck. Holy shit. Ew. No one listen to this. Mute that part. I made an intention and goal this week to do a morning walk before the podcast, get fresh air. Really feel like I need to be outside in the great outdoors more. Especially approaching going home for Christmas, because I'll be up in the Northwest in the Seattle area and it's going to be cold as shit. No vitamin D, no access to vitamin D, and I'll be around a lot of people, a lot of family, a lot of relatives, and I don't want to get sick. So I'm thinking Jacqueline's going to boost her fucking immune system from here on out for the rest of, I pretty much go home in a month and a half, and for Thanksgiving all the way through Christmas. I don't know, should I be telling you guys these details? Is this too, I don't know, whatever. I've been alone all year, and I'm going home for a month to see my family and celebrate 2020 together with them. So my goal right now is to get out in the sun as much as possible, get my little tan on, go to the beach a lot more. So yeah, I went on a morning walk. I felt better when I woke up, so I did that. I listened to Call Her Daddy, the latest episode, and Alex moving to LA. She's moving to LA with her best friend Lauren, because she just broke up with her boyfriend. Anyways, a long story. So I'm excited for her for that. Coming out to the West Coast, that's cool. I feel like she totally would fit in LA. She's from New York, but you guys already probably know this because you listen to her. But so anyways, there's some breaking news. Alex is moving to LA. Anyways, I had something like referring to my notebook here. The weirdest shit happened on my walk this morning. Like, I don't know how this works, but I know I said I live on top of a hill, but like I walked down the hill, I took a right to go around the corner, and the temperature dropped like 10 fucking degrees. And no bullshit, I was like, first of all, the sun isn't out. So it was like 6:30, and the sunrise is around 7. Like 6, I checked, it was like 6:50. So I'm like, okay, what's happening? I like turn the corner, and it's like freezing fucking cold. Like I walked into a walk-in freezer in a grocery store, like a restaurant, you know what I mean? Like one of those big ass, it felt like that. Like a refrigerator, not a freezer. It was cold, and I was so confused. I'm like, I guess heat does rise. Like, I came down the hill. It was hot where I was at. Dropped down. I mean, it's a steep fucking hill, to be honest. Like, it's I don't know. Is it a protractor, compass? What's that thing that just decides the angles of angles? Isosceles triangles and shit. Is that a protractor? Googling this. Stay with me. I wish I had like I need like music while I Google. The NFL theme song. I did that the other day. That was funny. Okay, protractor. I don't know anything anymore. Yeah, protractor. So anyways, the hill's steep. I'm looking at the protractor. What would the angle approximately be? Here, even more clues disclosing my location. I mean, 45? No, steeper than that. I'm gonna say it's like 60 degrees. No bullshit. It's like a hill up. It's similar to those hills you see in like San Francisco. It's that type of fucking hill. So, anyways, I turned the corner. It's freezing. It's cold as shit. That's super important. You know that. I went on a walk. It was great. Came home and now I'm podcasting and I feel amazing. Let's talk about childhood fucking nostalgia. I got a lacrosse ball. Like, I'm gonna roll out my neck a little bit while I talk here because I still have these sorest neck muscles from I think deadlifting, and I totally, guys, this is like when I say stuff, like I remember a few things I say, but I remember this going, oh my god, this is probably offensive. Like someone out there would probably listen to that and was like, what the fuck? I asked the men listening, ask the guys out there if their neck gets hurt when they deadlift. And the girls listening are probably like, dude, it happens to all of us. Why are you just asking the guys? Is that dumb? Like I remembered saying that. I'm like, I don't know. It's so stupid. I'm so brave though, taking a chance talking on a podcast 7 days a week in this cancel fucking cancel culture. But yo, here's what's up. I don't know who said this. I feel like I'm regurgitating something I've heard before, but I feel like the next wave, I may have mentioned this before, is the rational revolution. Because everything right now about canceling people is so fucking irrational and stupid. And so I think straight talkers, real talkers, rational fucking people, like your girl Jacqueline here, no. Straight shooters, that's how I've always been. It's like, just say it like it is. And I don't set out to offend people. You all know that. I just, like, of course, I'm not like, oh, I'm going to piss off girls right now by not asking them if their neck gets sore if they deadlift. I'm only going to ask boys. Dumb thing. But anyways, I have a lacrosse ball here. So my neck hurts. Let's talk about school mornings in the fall back in, like, 2000. Shoot this out to around 2005. Little Jacqueline was in 5th grade. That's what I like about the years I was in school. The grade I was in was the year, like 2005, 5th grade, 2006, 6th grade, so on and so forth. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because not only do you guys say you like listening to me reminisce, I had this super random thought before I slept last night, and I wrote a little note on my phone, and I wrote, dewy grass. Because here's what I used to do as a kid. I don't know if anyone out there did this. This is one of those, like, memes, like a BuzzFeed meme, like, only 90s kids will remember, or like, did you do this when you were a kid? You were a real one. Shit like that. I would go out. So I lived in the Pacific Northwest up in Mount Vernon, Washington, and my siblings and I have an older sister, Julia, younger sister, Robert, were, like, all the same age pretty much. She's a year older than me. My brother's 2 years younger. And before school, we would, like, wait, like, if my mom was still getting ready, like, for work, because she would drop us off at school, or my dad, like, we would I'd be all ready, or we'd all three be ready to go, and we'd have our little backpacks on, our little school uniforms, because we went to private school. Okay, I was a private school kid, and we would, like, we would be in the dewy grass, like the frosty grass in the fall, like when October hits. Well, it's like that pretty much all year in Washington when it's really cold in the mornings. There's like a dewy frost on the grass, whatever that stuff is called. And we would make little trails with our feet for like 30 minutes every morning before my mom would be ready and come out to the car. The car would be like warming up. One of us would go and turn it on. That was the thing. Like, go warm the car up. Would sit out there and defrost. And then, oh my God, I do not miss that. Whoa, I just had a flashback. I just got triggered. That's not a California thing at all. Whoa, yeah, having to defrost your car before you leave. Holy shit. Yeah, we would have our little backpacks on. We'd like march with our feet close together. I don't know if this makes any sense to anyone, but it's like we would push the grass down with our feet and make little trails, and then we do it all over the front yard. I'm pretty sure my parents hated this too because it would like like make imprints once the dew went away. Anyways, and then we'd like go in once it was done. We would like run through it and be all windy and shit. I don't know if anyone else has done that. I don't know if that's like a farm kid thing to do. I don't know where we came up with that idea, but that's a fall school morning thing we would do. Wearing a uniform though is such a, like, so I feel like there's a large majority of people out there listening that maybe didn't go to private school, but I remember like in the mornings trying to decide whether I'm going to wear a skirt, a plaid skirt, a navy skirt, which was shorts with a little flap, it looked like a skirt but had shorts on under it, or pants. And like those were my options. And then I always wore a polo, like you always wear a polo. And then it was like, okay, am I going to wear a cardigan or am I going to wear a crew neck? And like having to, like, I remember waking up and being like, just like going through the mental math of like, what am I going to wear today? And I have so many, like my options were so limited, but trying to be like, oh, it's a skirt day, or oh, I don't know. And then like when I would wear my skirt, I remember, always too short, by the way, especially in 7th and 8th grade. Like you had to have your fingertips. It had to be like below your fingertips, which didn't make sense because it's like it could be way up above your knees, but your arms, if you had short arms, I have really long arms. I have a positive wingspan of 6 inches. That's why I was a great fly swatter on the basketball team. That's why I was good at blocking people. No. Anyways, I have really fucking long arms, so like it sucked for me. But anyways, I remember like putting on my skirt and then being like, and then having to pick out the next conundrum was like, okay, what shorts am I going to wear under this? Because I always wore like, you don't just wear nothing under it. You wore like little, like running shorts or not running shorts, like spandex. So that was always the thing. And like, oh, do I want to have colorful spandex on today or black or anyways. And then it's like the shoe situation. Am I going to wear my etnies, my audios? Oh yeah, that's coming back. Just wait. I'm calling it now. In fact, I even posted on Instagram. I was like, I want this to be a thing again. Audios and etnies, those skate shoes. If you had those, that was like a 2006 thing, but I haven't seen those like come back yet in force. Like right now, it's like Air Force Ones, Vans are still like. I feel like Vans and Converse are always a thing, and like now it's just all about those. Is it Air Forces? Yeah, and like high top Jordans, and I don't know, all that shit, colorful, like. I don't know it, but I haven't seen those audios and etnies. So anyways, it was like wearing those shoes or wearing little Mary Janes with high socks with like a buckle. So anyways, I'm walking you through nostalgia right now. This is my school uniform days, and I hope that was a sort of interesting in some way. The next thing I thought about school, or like my preschool, and this is like K through 8. This is not high school. This is when I wore a uniform. So I went to uniform school, private school, up until 8th grade. Hold on. The other thing that was exciting about the school mornings was, like, first of all, my dad would wake up the house with, my dad was very techie. Like, I think I've talked about this in the past, but like, he did like a lot of video editing and that kind of stuff. And we always had like nice computers and shit. Like, we were like an Apple only household. Fuck a PC. We hated PCs, that type of shit. And he put like a sound system all over our house, which I felt like was so like new age at the time, because it's like, I don't know, I guess other houses probably had that, but it was cool. Like he put speakers everywhere, but he would wake us up with I feel good, da-na-na-na-na-na, I knew that I would do, you know that song, James Brown, right? Is it James Brown, I Feel Good? Did I get that right? Let's Google it. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, so anyways, he would wake us up, like that's what the morning alarm was. And I don't feel like that was, there was a period of time where that was it, and then it was like we just woke ourselves up. Anyways, that's stupid information, doesn't Jacqueline, why did you just say that? It's not like he did that my whole childhood, but for a long time he did that. And then if our parents didn't, like, my mom would make breakfast sandwiches a lot, or like my dad would be like, how many eggs do you want? Like 2 or 3 or whatever. And like he'd make scrambled eggs for everyone. And then orange juice and shit and coffee going. And then if that didn't happen, so we'd like either eat breakfast at home, or the exciting thing, this is what I wanted to say, is we had 2 different exciting breakfast morning things we would do. I love talking about food on this podcast and like nostalgic shit. My mom would like take us to the hospital. This is so random, but like we'd go to the hospital across the street from my school and go to the fucking cafeteria And we would get like breakfast there, and I always got a croissant sandwich, and my sister would always get a giant ass plate of hash browns, like a whole plate of them, because she loved hash browns. I mean, my brother would get the breakfast sandwiches, and that was always a big deal. Like, are we gonna go? Like, can we go to the hospital today? It's usually a Friday thing, like a couple times a month. It was good. It was good too. I mean, I feel like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. We went to the hospital, but it was close by. We could walk to school after. Or if we didn't do that, we would go to the local, like, it's called the co-op, and we would get bagels in the morning. We just like run in, get a 50-cent bagel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how much they were then. 50 cents. Yeah, just like get a bagel and then a coffee for my mom, and like get in the car and she drop us off at school. So that was always fun, like going to the like preschool breakfast time. What else went down in the mornings? I don't know. And then, dude, it turned into a fucking train wreck. Once I went to high school, that's when shit got frustrating in the mornings. Then it was like Jacqueline's doing a smoky eye every morning at 5 a.m. She's putting on that purple eyeshadow and that liner, and she's putting on a lot of like makeup. It's so early in the morning, and she's so frustrated with like, I don't know what to wear today because now I can wear anything, and I went my whole life wearing a uniform, and now I gotta pick an outfit 5 days a week for school. I was so paralyzed by that. So I don't know. High school was a shit show, and I mean, I was wearing like boot cut Lucky jeans and flats and fucking like puffy vests with a scarf and shit. Horrifying to look at pictures. And I'm gonna try to find some for my Patreon to post. Actually, I'm gonna do that today. It's so embarrassing. Yeah, anyways, patreon.com/tjms. If you want to go see these pictures, you can go support the show over there, and I'll be posting those today, which is fucking embarrassing. But yeah, getting ready for school in high school is so complicated, and like, I don't know. So anyways, that's, I think, what else do I have? Oh, I wanted to talk about like mornings going to school, or like the first thing you do when you get to class in the morning. Okay, one of the most exciting parts of my elementary school days was getting my desk at the first day of on the first day of school. And this is so like me, but I remember not all desks were created equal. And I went to a private school. I feel like we had, I don't know how the budget was going there. It was like some classrooms were really nice and some were shitty, and it's like nothing really ever got upgraded. But versus public school, I feel like every classroom had the same desk and like that kind of shit. But in my school, I remember being so excited to go to second grade because Miss Kirkmeyer had colorful desks that look like these, you know, when you see like Bob Ross with his painting sphere, his giant thing. Okay, you know when he's painting and he has it's not the easel part. It's like the giant round plate he puts a little paint dots on, and you know what I'm talking. He holds his finger goes through it. Anyways, the shape of her desks was like that, and all of them were different colors. And I remember being so excited to go to second grade because I got to have one of these desks, and I really wanted a red one, and I got a red one. There's like red, yellow, blue, and green, and like that was the most exciting shit ever. And then some desks, the worst ones, were Mrs. Haley in 5th grade. I hated her desks because it was like the top didn't lift open. It was just a open, like the front of it opened, and you had to slide stuff in, like in front of you, and you couldn't really see what was going on under there. It was like a little drawer without a drawer that pulls out, if that makes sense. And so those sucked. Then there was like the big ass ones, and then they'd have like a really loose top, and you'd have to take, I think it was like a ruler to prop it up. Kind of like if you open the car hood, the hood of your car, and you have to like prop up the stick, if your car has one of those. So those were nicer. And then once we got towards the middle school age years, talking about desks on a Wednesday, and I have coronavirus. This is so fucking fun. I don't know if I have it. I feel great right now, actually, but yesterday really had me scared. But once we got older, it was like a bunch of tables in like science lab and stuff where there weren't actual like individual desks for each person, because we actually rotated class periods at that point. But when we had one teacher in the same classroom all year, it was such a vibe to get your desk and like decorate that shit. Okay, that's what I wanted to get into. I decorated my desk and set it up like a Barbie house. Like I would like have carpeting. I would have curtains. I had curtains one year. I feel like that was fourth grade, no, third grade. I forget what year it was, but yeah, and I'd have like little um like boxes, like cutesy little like jewelry box things in there, and just so many stickers and shit. And that was so fun. It was like your own little world. You open your desk up every day in elementary school and it's like pink and glitter and all this shit everywhere. And then by like the first end of the first month, it's a clusterfuck, so messy. And then there was always a day where the teacher would have us clean our desks. Does anyone else remember this? Like, was this a thing in I don't know why this is a major highlight of my elementary school experience, but I just loved decorating my desk and like organizing shit. And there's always a kid whose fucking desk will not shut because they had so much shit inside. And those kids always had the binder, like the giant ass binder that was way too fucking big. Like their parents probably set them up with the binder from the office. Like they didn't actually like go and secure a fresh little 2-inch one for their kid for the year. It's like they just hand me down binder from the fucking doctor's office they worked at or something like that, and the binder is too big, and then they like try to shove that shit in their backpack every day and never. Then those are the kids that unzip backpacks. Anyways, yeah, the kid with the desk that was just always like, they would be like in class. I'm showing the camera right now. Their hands on their desk, but like it was in their hand. Like if they rested their arms on their desk, it was like a ski slope. So yeah, what else could I talk about desks? What else could I mention? Oh, such a bitch when they had to clean the floors and everyone had to move their desks at the end of the school day. Like, oh, the janitor's cleaning the floors today, and then you gotta fucking move them. Just that sound of like, did I just move the camera? Did I just like, no, I'm still in the frame. Go to YouTube to watch. Ah! So anyways, I don't know, how much more can I reminisce about school? Oh, I know. The backpack and coat closet. Every classroom had a coat closet thing where you hung your backpack up. And if your crush was in there at the same time as you, there was so much sexual tension. I remember being in like fucking third grade or whatever, just being like, oh my God. Like I had so many crushes, and like I didn't know how to handle it and deal with it. I was just like, I feel something, but I don't, like, I felt nervous and shit. And that was always a big, or my favorite is when like you'd be in there with your crush and like someone would be like, oh, the closet door is open, and they'd shut it, and they'd both be in there in the dark. And I was like, oh my God, 7 minutes in heaven, let's do it. I was not that type of girl though in elementary school. I was like, I feel like I was awkward until last year. My awkward phase ended. Well, who knows? You guys be the judge of that. I feel like could be still going on. But yeah, I was like, my life story about like me in school and like friends and stuff was, I always had a best friend. Like it was me and this other girl pretty much for the entire like kindergarten through 8th grade. Like we were best friends, like sisters. And I got a lot, like I was bullied though. So the thing is like she had friends that she had friends that she was neighbors with in real life, like in her town or whatever. So like she'd be friends with them and play with them at recess, but those girls wouldn't like me. So whenever we hung out, it was just us two, and I was never accepted by the other girls. So I was bullied a lot. And then one of the girls that hated me the most, I became best friends with in middle school. And that's a story I told about how we went and met the Jonas Brothers. She's the one that like took me to that with her, and we became best friends after all those years of bullying. And I would get excluded from everything. I'd never get invited to birthday parties. I would never actually hang out with them at recess. I was always like me and my other best friend, and that just like that one girl, and that was it. And that shit kind of continued like in high school, where I was always on the perimeter, man. I was always trying to like be friends with the cool kids, but I was never really in it. I was like on the edge. They all liked me and thought I was cool and funny and shit, and then when it came down to it, I wasn't hanging out with them all the time. I'd like show up to parties and they'd all like, I'd be there, but they weren't like, it's not like I rolled to the party with a car full of friends. I like came alone. I would like drive myself solo and just meet up with people, and I don't know, it's not that big a deal. I don't know why. That's just my life story. It's all good. Dude, elementary school, private school days, what else is there? There's so many stories I could tell. I hope this was sort of like a nice refresh today. Because like I said, I haven't mentioned nostalgic stuff in a while, and I just like thinking about the past and had so many like the mornings, like the preschool mornings. You know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, I think there's a whole phase where my parents were like, I'm not fucking making lunch for my kids. And so we would fend for ourselves, and that was always a shit show. Trying to like make a sandwich for myself, trying to get ready at the same time. I got to give it to my parents that they did the best they could, and they did a great job. That's what I think. I can't imagine. I feel like I have a lot of childhood trauma. Like, I haven't even mentioned it, all the horrific shit I've been through in my childhood. But at the end of the day, I think the sweet times, like, there's a lot of good times, mostly good times. Especially when things were good, like with my parents, and yeah, like just my dad playing music before school, and all of us just being little bastards, as he called bastard children. My brother was the worst about waking up for school. Oh my god, it was like 5 minutes to go and he's still in bed. Oh yeah, I'll be ready in 2 minutes. Like, he would just shower and get ready in a second. It's like, fuck you. I'd be trying to figure out what kind of skirt I'm gonna wear. Anyways, should I wrap up the podcast? Dude, I'm feeling great. I still have coffee left. I could check my DMs and talk about those. I don't really like motivate you like, hey guys, it's Wednesday, you're almost there, it's almost, you're getting over the hump. Like, I haven't done any of that shit today, but if you're struggling this week, dude, it's almost the weekend. I don't know if the weekend means anything to you anymore in this 2020 world we live in. Like, I work this is my full-time fucking job. I work 7 days a week, but weekends are just like, here nor there. But anyways, if you're like looking forward to the weekend, you're almost there. Tomorrow's Thursday and you got Friday. It's basically Friday. I don't really think there's much going on in the DMs. Oh, I did get a question. Do you have a PO box for fans or followers yet? This guy's from Saudi? What? Is that my old intern? I had an intern from Saudi Arabia. It kind of looks like him in the picture, but I can't tell. Not his name isn't like a name that So I mentioned, okay, like episode fucking 5. I'm like, guys, I'm getting a PO box. You can send me shit. That's a little premature. Let's be honest. Like, I think I'll have a PO box. I actually like paid for it and everything, got all set up, and then I was like backpedaling, like, Jacqueline, this is too soon. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Come on, like, you're like, come on, like, this is month 1. This is episode 5. Like, fucking pull the reins back. Stop. So I'm probably gonna have a PO box by like year 8. I don't know. Maybe next year. Would you guys actually send me shit that, like, he said he wants to send me something from Saudi Arabia, which is like, dude, you're gonna pay for that? What? He wants to send me some knickknacks, he said. He knows that. I mean, if he's from Saudi and he knows what he uses knickknacks as he's got his slang down, his American slang. That's sick. So yeah, I'm still kind of trying to figure out the PO box situation. It feels kind of weird, to be honest. I'm like, here's my PO box, send me free shit. Like, gift me shit all day. Just shower me with gifts every day. Like, I don't know but I know how that is because I listen to a podcast. I shout it out all the time. It's called, they're retired now. They stopped their podcast. Actually, they have a new one. I think it's called The Villager's Voice. They talk about gaming stuff, like video games. I don't really know. I'm not in that world, but they had a PO box, and their podcast was called Coffee with Rachel, and then every episode pretty much like once a week, they would test out new coffee someone sent them, and then it was kind of a cool little thing they did. So I was like, oh, I want to have that too. Just test out coffee from all over the world. That'd be sweet. Jacqueline's not losing energy. I'm just trying to like think of what I want to talk about more of. Oh, should I elaborate on the podcast beef yesterday? My mom was driving home. She was like driving home from my aunt's house, which is like a 2-hour drive away, and she sent me a video like while she was driving, just like of the road, she's like, Jacqueline, just give me their names and I'll go fuck them up. Like, she was like getting all like mama bear. She's like, Jacqueline, don't let those boys be mean to you. So my mom to do that. She's like, I'll go after them. And anyways, if you didn't listen to yesterday's podcast, I addressed some beef. Like, it's lighthearted and playful because this guy DM'd me. He's a podcaster I discovered. So I follow this guy on TikTok who's like, what's his name? Is it? I forget. This is like not a good look if they're listening. I'm bad with like, I feel like his TikTok name is like, let me go to it because I want to like shout him out actually. Thick Daddy. Chris Nappy. I think Nappy. Chris Nappy. They got mad at me because I pronounced their podcast wrong. I think I said Nappy, but it's Nappy. But anyways, he's Confidence Chris on TikTok. Anyways, I've been following him forever, watching his stuff. He talks about like dating and relationship and sex stuff, and super funny guy. And anyways, I followed his Instagram, saw he had a podcast. Anyways, his co-host, they ended up following me, and his co-host DM'd me because he listened to my podcast about Burrito Tuesday or whatever, like the first one I dropped. So I was like, I'm a contrarian. I do it different than other people. I like to be different. It's like my personal brand is like, I don't want to be like anyone else. Fuck Taco Tuesday. We're doing Burrito Tuesday. So he sent me this monologue, this 17-minute fucking voice message in my DM about how he's from California. How dare I say burritos are better? And then I sent him something a little bit crude. And then he fired back with a long message. Anyways, they addressed it in their podcast. And then I, like, yesterday sort of mentioned, like, I just like I'm doing what I did now. I was like, they called me out and I'm mentioning it. I didn't really go into details about my response or like what they said. I just said that they mentioned that, I don't know, they're super nice and complimentary, which I appreciate. And I will say that their podcast is Nappy, Nappi, and Jay. And it's great. I've been listening to a few of their episodes, and the reason I saw that there was beef is because they posted a video on their Instagram that I follow, and I was like, oh, I know they're talking about me. That was immediately like, because he's like, this girl DM'd me, and or I DM'd this girl, and she said on her podcast, but then I was going to the comments, and they told their fans, listeners, whatever, to leave a review on my podcast and say that tacos are better than burritos. And it's weird because I don't know if I'm like, my app is updated. I don't see any reviews on my podcast. So I don't know, like someone, the reason I'm saying that is someone commented that they left a review and I haven't seen it. So I'm waiting for these tacos are better than burritos reviews. And that's going to be, I don't know. It's so dumb. And yesterday was Tuesday. I was feeling like shit. Do you think Jacqueline downed a fucking burrito yesterday? No. So that'll be going on next Tuesday. And I'm still self-conscious. Why do I have to be different and do burritos instead of tacos? But it's also like, Jacqueline, just like, do I want to be the burrito bitch? It's not very dainty. You know what I mean? These fucking burritos in California are huge. They get me pregnant. Like, they are so fucking big. God, I love them though. They're perfect food. Burritos fuck in San Diego. They fuck hard. There are not, like, I've had burritos from like, I guess like everywhere I go. Well, like, what am I saying? I'm like, I've had burritos from every region of the world, but they fuck hard in San Diego. No, but they're just great. They're great here. I always get the surf and turf. My vegan ass 5 years ago be like, what the fuck? Maybe that's why I'm sick. Maybe I should go vegan. I always think about that and I'm like, dude, if push comes to fucking shove, I'm swearing too much. I said fuck too many times there. But if push comes to shove, I'll be the person who, if I get sick, I don't want to like say the C word, but I will be the one that does the water fasting and goes vegan and raw and all that shit to like eliminate the C word out of my body. Because I feel like after all the shit I've watched, like that is such a crazy, amazing thing that people do when they get cancer. They like fast for a long time. They go to like a special place and I don't know, they heal themselves like that, and it's crazy, like literally eliminate it out of their body. So Yeah, if push comes to shove, I'll fucking do that. I'll do whatever it takes. And obviously chemo and all that shit. Why am I thinking I have can't? Okay, I don't like this conversation. I'm not gonna. This is the problem. Shit you speak out turns into reality. Like, your words turn into your reality. I'm knocking on my wood table so much right now. I'm healthy. I'm strong. I'm vibrant. I've been taking care of my mental health. I'm at the mental gym right now. Nothing can stop me. Nothing can break me. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I don't like that I talked about that. But I've been thinking about death too a lot lately. I'm 26. I don't, is this like the pre-27 age where you're like aware of death more than ever? I got a podcast that just followed me on Twitter. All right, just got a notification. Segue. Let's not be negative right now. Okay. I'll follow them back. I'm noticing that. I'll say this. I don't know how people find podcasts because, like, I just listen to the ones I listen to. I don't, like, go on little hunts for new ones, if that makes sense. Like, I don't go browse the podcast section to, like, find a new podcast. But I'm, like, noticing how a lot of podcasters are following now. I'm like, how do they find my podcast? Does it just pop? Like, how does it pop up? It's not like there's a algorithm or whatever the fuck where it just like recommends you new shows. I don't know, maybe it does. I don't know. Episode 41. I don't know. It's kind of all over the place. It's all good. Let's cover the bases. Slept a lot yesterday and felt like shit. Feeling better today. Dave Portnoy dropped a podcast with Josh Richards. Okay, I talked about the news, The Bachelorette. My neighbor slamming her door. We got me going on a walk this morning. Alex from Call Her Daddy's moving to LA. All right. Fucking talked about childhood nostalgia. I don't know. I'm rolling a lacrosse ball around my neck because it hurts. No people watching, yo. I got that school bus that was struggling earlier up the hill. I don't really have any people to talk about, so sorry. Damn, this is starting to get super quiet and calm. But guys, this is what sucks. Do you remember like the first 10 episodes, I was like, I don't want to stop podcasting because as soon as I stop, I get depressed. I just want to wake up tomorrow and do it again. Like, I could talk forever. That's really frustrating because I'm feeling that today. I'm like, I know when I finish this, I'm going to be like, damn it, I should have gone longer. I was going to look at the Bachelorette stuff, but no, I won't do that to you guys. Amazon. Dude, I got an issue with a return. Call UPS was on hold for fucking 5 hours. And they're like, we're going to send you the confirmation that it was returned. And they had the tracking number. They had everything. And on my end, it doesn't say it hasn't been processed. Like, it still shows like all it says on Amazon is that I was approved to return it. But all of the shipping and, sending it back stuff that I did, I sent it off to UPS. It's not processed. So anyways, you guys like to know these details. This is what I would write on my journal in the morning. Today I'm frustrated by UPS. Frustrated by Amazon. I returned a package, but it didn't process. That's literally what this podcast is. It's like what I would write in my journal in the morning, except I'm saying it instead of writing it. I'm carving a new niche in this motherfucking podcast world. I swore too much today. Carving a new niche. I am my own niche. I am my own niche. I got a comment on a YouTube video. That's cool. Nice of you to start a garden. I love my plants. Shout out Christopher. Thanks for the comment on my YouTube video. I hope you're enjoying it. See, I don't know. Do you guys watch the video or do you listen? Probably mostly listen. It's a commitment to sit down and stare at me for an hour. Looking like this? Holy shit, dude. I just show up in the morning with a hair in a bun, rolled out of bed. I mean, I did get my shit together a little bit today, put on a little mascara and like walked and showered and polished my body. You can't smell me right now, but let's get my perfume for the show the video. I'm an influencer. I'm like a beauty guru. This is the perfume I have on today. Stole it from my sister in college. Actually, you know what? I think every time I go home, wait, I gotta like tell the story really quick. So every time I go home, I dig through all my sister's shit. Because here's the thing, when we're all out of college, we all are out of the house, but we still, like, we've had different periods of time where we've lived with my mom again. Because my parents are split and we always go back to my mom's house. That's what we do. And my sister's like moved a bunch and she stores her shit at my mom's house and whatnot. So this perfume, the reason I'm saying this is because I'm pretty sure when she like went off to law school, she left a bunch of shit at my mom's house, and then I came and visited home from San Diego, and then I like found this in her stuff and I took it. That's not Julia, I'm sorry, but I feel like this perfume's, it's had its day, you know what I mean? You wouldn't want to wear any. You're a lawyer now. This is not like your scent. You need something more badass than this Olympia shit. Olympia? I don't know. I've mentioned this early on the podcast. This has been like, hey, on episode 5. I keep throwing back episodes and talking about it, but dude, I got a motor mouth today and a great memory, so I'm remembering shit I've talked about. But I said that this was when I had my sales job that I lost before COVID hit and all that bullshit. I fucking called this my office perfume because it's like elegant, but it's not like I'm trying to, I want to smell good, but I'm not trying to like make anyone go like, oh, you know what I mean? It's like that perfect kind of neutral scent. God, okay, this is maybe not okay to say. Guys, I have a motor mouth today. I'm feeling amazing. Dude, these wellness formula tablets are the goat. Yo. Did I mention I took 15 of these yesterday? They're the Daily Immune Support Wellness Formula tablets. I took so many yesterday because those are the only thing that really cure me when I don't feel well. Anyways, I'm feeling amazing. But I had this thought. I was like, oh shit, I don't know if I should talk about this hot guy I used to work with at my sales job. I don't know if I should talk about it. I'm feeling uncomfortable because it's kind of a situation, but I don't think I'm going to talk about it. No, I can't. Just out of respect, I should not mention him or anything going on. But anyways, I liked that job because it was so fun to go to the office. And speaking of try not to, like with my perfume, not trying to attract anyone, probably should have worn my Chanel. I don't know, dude. I miss that shit. You know, when I've been flirting with people lately, I'm like, I just want to do this every day all the time. But I've been so deprived this year of it that like, now I'm reminiscing like, dude, I miss those days where you're just always like in the office. Oh my God, I'm not that girl, by the way. No. But it's fun. You got to admit, you know, when you're in the office, you got hot coworkers, you know, it's a vibe. It's a fucking vibe. It's like being in high school in the classroom with hot boys. You just like, there's something about it. Anyways, I won't talk about that. I will never mention that again, but damn. Kind of unfortunate on my part how that all kind of unfolded, but it's all good. Dude, I feel amazing. I think I want to keep going. This might be an hour and a half podcast today. Do you remember when I would do like 2-hour podcasts? That's what those guys admired me on the Nappy and Jay podcast. They're like, she can podcast 7 days a week and keep it going for an hour to 2 hours. And I'm like, not to be an asshole, but it's not that hard. Or like, I've said that so many times. I'm like, when people like, I just can't relate when people make these YouTube videos about podcasting is so, you know, it's saturated industry and it's really hard to break through, and you're gonna have a lot of technical difficulties, and I'm like, I don't get it. I wake up, I press record, and I upload it. I'm better than other people. My ego's so fucking huge. You hear that? That was my ego talking. But it's kind of like that. I'm like, it's the most effortless shit I've ever done, and I think that's why I'm happy and I'm so fulfilled. I'm like, I could cry. When I say Christmas morning, I fucking mean that. I'm like rolling out of bed every day. I'm just like a giddy little kid, like, I get to go to my little studio, put on my little pearls. I wear my pearls on every episode, and I like put my hair up in a bun, and I put my headset on. I'm like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna podcast. And I just now I kind of want to get emo and talk about how I've struggled with finding my purpose, but I think I've mentioned that too many fucking times. But that's what this is. It's really that, and I want this for everyone. This is year, and you know, Alex from Color Daddy was talking about it on her podcast this morning. The title of it, if you're listening to this later, it's the one called Breaking News, because she's moving to LA from New York. But she said something I really agreed with, that was like, this year 2020 has taught her to Like, just do what makes you happy, whatever that is. And for her, she needed a fresh start. She wants to uproot and move to LA. And like, you have to really just commit and do things every day that make you like, literally, that's what I'm doing. Doing what makes me happy. Podcasting makes me happy. I'm doing it. And I think in the past, I've been paralyzed by starting and committing to anything as like a hard decision because I've been conflicted. I've been like, and I'll, here I am throwing shit back again. Hey, I mentioned this in the past, but I'm going to mention it again if you're new. I have 41 episodes. I'm assuming you guys will maybe listen to 10 minutes of one of them. Okay. So if you're new, hi, welcome to the podcast. Listen up. I've mentioned how my personal struggle has been, all right, I got this. So first of all, I'm 18. I got Instagram. I'm in college. I'm starting to date guys. I want to look good online because that's where they stalk you and see you. So I'm like making an effort to take nice pictures and look pretty on Instagram and like do that thing. All right. So then I'm like doing this like boxing motion right now. And I don't know why. My hands are moving back and forth. All right. We got my fists up. Then it's like influencers started popping out. People are starting to like tag products and then they started working with brands. Then it was like, okay, now this is the blogger world and everyone has an outfit photo, out every day. People are starting to be fashion influencers and bloggers, and it's like, okay. And then there's like fitness people emerge and all this shit emerged. So Jacqueline has been conflicted for so long now because I've been thinking that I should be an influencer like that and I should have brands and outfit posts and all that shit. Like, that's what I've been thinking in the back of my head I should do, because you know what, Jacqueline, you'll look hot in those pics. Those boys will like that. You're in the dating age, dating ages, and that's important. And it would, that's where my head's been at. It's like I've been conflicted where now I'm like, fuck. This whole time I should have just thrown on a headset and talked on a podcast every day, because this is what I've been missing. Like, this is the most authentic I can be online. If I show up like I'm your BFF, we're besties, or hanging out in my house. You're in my little kitchen here, my little studio. And this feels the most me. Where before, I was always conflicted. Like, I want to do that thing. I want to look good on Instagram. I want to be like a sexy goddess Instagram influencer girl. And it's like not really me. And it's kind of like a weird epiphany I had this year. I think the reason why I got depression and went through it and had a little intervention with my family this summer, it's all working out, because now I feel like I'm the most like me I've ever, like, I feel so like in the flow with exactly who I am. And so anyways, I don't know if anyone else struggles with that, but I've been influenced by influencers thinking I should do that, and it's just not, it works for other people. I just don't think it's my journey. And this year I had that realization, and I think that's all good. But damn, it sucks too, because I'm still like, well, I want to look cute for boys on Instagram still. Like, that's still part of me. It's like, yeah, but it's not real. Like, yeah, you can post a lot of hot pics, but it's like, this is how people will know me in real life. So just put this out there. I do perform a little bit for the mic. Obviously, a lot of the outlandish shit I say is slightly a performance, and I got to keep you guys engaged. You know what I mean? I mentioned this yesterday. I say a lot of brash, negative shit, because all the things that are right in the world and happy and sunshines and rainbows, that's not fun to listen to. So when I bitch about my neighbor slamming the door, like, it's fucking interesting. It's not like, guys, I just love the way my neighbor shuts her door so gently. Like, if I said that, it's like boring. So anyways, I had that realization that, like, yo, we're all addicted to our phones. Everyone's following each other online now. Everyone's keeping up with each other that way. So show up as if they just sat across from you at the table. You're eating breakfast together. Like, that's the kind of persona I want to put on the internet of myself. I don't want to try to like curate this influencer aesthetic-y stuff, because it just never felt like me. I wish it did though, because dude, I want to be a hot Instagram girl still. Like, it's still part of me. Like, I want to still be like a baddie with a fucking swipe up to Fashion Nova. No, I would never do fashion. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to have like fuck it. You know what I mean? It's just all good. It's just I think I'm about ready to wrap this. God damn it. I just got coffee on my sweatshirt and I just washed this. I think the stain is low enough so if I wear this tomorrow, you guys won't be able to see it, so we're okay. I also got coffee on my mic. One last check the DMs. Anything new rolling in? I don't know. Requests. Patreon.com/tjms if you want to support the show. I'm going to post my high school pics today. It's going to be really embarrassing, so you can go over there to see those. Get a shout out at the end of every podcast, and some of you guys get a phone call. Depends what tier you join, but that's a thing. And you can go watch me on YouTube. Just go and search Jacqueline Monroe and watch me, hang out with me. I hope you guys have a great Wednesday. Gonna be self-disciplined and call it right now. Have a great Wednesday. I'm feeling better. Thank you for being here with me today. I started out a little rocky, a little rough, but that caffeine hit and I'm soaring like an eagle right now. It's all I've said this before, but dude, I said podcasting is the closest I'll ever feel to flying. Like it's a high I can't explain. And is it because I can hear the sound of my own voice through my headphones? The monitoring in my ears? Maybe. I don't think podcasters talk about that. Here's a little side tangent. I think that's what it is. We're all high on our own supply of hearing our voice in our ears because you hear it a little bit. And that makes me feel close to myself. So, is it that a little bit? Maybe. But I'm not used to hearing my soul, like speaking my truths every day of the week. So that's why I feel like I'm flying because this is like insane. I don't need it. Like, no drugs ever could match what this feels like. It's so... I want to like ask like Joe Rogan if he thinks that about like hearing, because when you wear the headphones, it's like it does something. That's why I think about like singers, pop stars, artists that sing. Remember when I said I was gonna end this 2 minutes ago? What the fuck just happened? But like I thought about that. Like it must be like when they have their in-ears, those little in-ear monitors while they're performing on stage so they can hear themselves in the band. It's like it puts you in a new world. Like it's so weird to, I don't know, maybe I'm really, overthinking that, but it adds to the experience when you're podcasting. So anyways, wow, that's really kind of embarrassing that I just admitted that I kind of like listening to my the voice in my headset, but it is what it is, dude. I'm so honest. It feels great. All right. Happy fucking Wednesday. Stick around if you're a patron for your patron shout out. I love you guys very much. And I will talk to you tomorrow for Thick Thursday. All right, guys. Bye.